listening to Joe Dispenza yesterday while I was reading one of his books, Becoming Supernatural, and I've read it many years ago, but what was being said in the book was just standing out to me and making so much sense to the point where I was really seeing like, oh, that's why I've been repeating the same things and why certain aspects of my life haven't been changing. Like I've been thinking the same thoughts, having the same emotions, predicting the future before it even happens, literally. Like having emotional reactions and thoughts about what I have to do that day or what I expect to happen that day or what I expect to happen if I go see this girl who rejected me at a grocery store, things of that nature, or what I expect I have to do in order to make enough money, and the negative emotions that come with that, or yeah, the negative emotions that come with that. And it's like I'm literally creating that because I keep thinking and then I'm feeling that way about it before it even actually happens. So in a sense it hasn't happened already. But it's like I'm projecting these things to happen and my body is responding in a way where I end up feeling like stressed and tired and weak, avoidant, to the point where I'm doing this stuff to myself is the main thing I realize. Is one of the main things I realize. Like I'm doing this to myself, one. And the key seems to be just being quiet enough to where what I'm familiar with, to where what my thoughts and my body or emotions are familiar with, removing those fixes, those chemical emotional fixes that my mind and that my body is so used to, the thoughts that my mind is so used to. By removing myself from them, it's like I'm able to finally go to a state of no mind, no body, no place, no time, nowhere, like Job says. But what he's saying really is literally disidentifying from what I'm used to the point where like there's nothing there in a sense because all the things you've been identifying with are gone. Like in meditation, when the eyes are closed, can't see anything, but even the same thoughts and emotions can still come up during meditation that have to do with anticipation. It could be negative emotions, it could be positive emotions, or thoughts about things that have to be done in the future. But the only difference now is I can't see anything physically, like with my physical eye right now. But these programs, these tendencies are still happening despite my eyes being closed. So what I saw in that was that even as I go about my day, it's as if these things are running automatically. Because if my eyes are closed and they're still running, then there's something that has nothing to do with what I'm visually perceiving that is causing me to have the same emotional reactions and thoughts about my life. Right? It's coming from somewhere. And if it's not in the quote unquote external or what I see externally, then it's coming from me within myself. And again, what I was learning from the book pointed to like having to go back to the internal, because it's not out there, like it's internal, and then working on that through meditation and intentionally thinking greater thoughts and feeling elevated emotions to change how I think and how I feel internally. So that'll affect the external, but it's like that's where we need to go. And the second biggest thing I've been realizing too, with all's help as well, just over the weekend with some conversations we had, I've been noticing that, and honestly, these two really like kind of really complemented each other. What I read in the book yesterday and what me and Vidal talked about, I noticed that whenever I have awareness of a resistance or something I don't like that I'm noticing I'm exhibiting, such as feeling angry or feeling fearful about something or weak or looking down on myself or having a negative expectation about something, that is awareness that I now have of something that was out of my awareness. And thankfully for the resistance release, I actually have something that can address it very quickly. But what I had been doing in the past was whenever I would become aware of these things, I would continue to brush them off like it's not that big of a deal, or as if like it's like, okay, I'm aware of it, I'll get to the release later, or thinking that by prolonging the like just having awareness, just thinking that awareness of the thing was enough, and that it would eventually lead to something. Not realizing that like the awareness is like the first step, and then the second step is releasing it, or becoming aware of why that awareness, or becoming aware of why that resistance or feeling or thought or emotion is there. And I'm just noticing like one thing Vidal says a lot is like, awareness of resistance is a blessing. And I'm seeing that now, because literally it's like now that I'm aware, now I can do something about it. Now I'm no longer like doing these things without realizing it that are detrimental or that are out of alignment with with what I truly want and desire for my life. So really, it's like, thank God now I can see, and I do these resistance releases with much more appreciation now, because it's like that's what needs to be done. Like just because I've been becoming aware of resistance releases to be done, resistance that I have, that's not enough. Like it's still going to keep going and going and going. And I used to have so much resistance to doing resistance releases that I wouldn't do them because I kept feeling like it wouldn't be enough and feeling like I would just end up going back to my old ways. And I literally just did a resistance release on feeling like I want to stop feeling like I'll go back to my old way of life. And that came up. I was like, I had been feeling like I failed already, and like no matter what I do, I'm going to go back. Like if I try something new, I felt like I was going to go back to my old way of life. And I was like, wow, like, so it's no surprise I kept putting stuff off, putting stuff off, putting stuff off. Not realizing that the putting it off really kept it from me, because I kept choosing my whole life. But the act of putting it off is literally keeping it from me. And the only way to change is to face it, like, now. It's like the change will happen when it gets faced, not when it's put off. Not, like you can put it off, but like, the change won't happen until it gets faced. Like simply just being like, okay, I'm aware of it. Alright, I'm aware of it, yeah. Alright, change, come now. Like, I'll be waiting. I'm aware of it now, so whenever things work out, they'll work out because I'm aware of it now. Or hoping it works out. Like, yeah, I'm aware of it now. I'll get to it. Yeah. But even with this new insight, it reveals that there's a whole lot of work to be done. because I put off so much. Like, I can think about so many scenarios and I'll find resistance. Like, it's so much. But at minimum, I'm doing one a day. There's so much to release. Like, at minimum, one a day. I've been doing that too. But yeah, this has been a big insight because it's like awareness. Like, I feel like, what have I been doing? Well, I know I've been running from facing it, but like thinking that I'll get change or salvation or something new by avoiding these things. Because I'm already getting the feedback that's telling me what's going on. But I wasn't using that feedback to adapt. Rather, I was using that feedback as basically like, oh, okay, so you said I'm using fire type moves on water type Pokemon. Okay, thanks for letting me know. And continuing to click fire type moves on water type Pokemon.